Hello everyone, in this video I'll show you 3 useful DIY projects you can make from a floor fan. After removing the protective grill, I attach several meters of thin hose to it. You need to tighten the zip ties carefully so you don't pinch the hose. This is how it should look. Next, take the lid from a bucket and make several holes in it. To be continued. You need to attach a metal angle bracket to the lid. I'm doing this using rivets. Now you need to attach a small water pump to the bracket, which I bought on AliExpress. We run the wire outside, secure it with hot glue and attach a connector to it. Next, we'll need a mobile phone charger, or more precisely, its circuit board. On the circuit board, you need to solder a piece of wire to the 5-volt output and another for supplying 220 volts. Remove the fan itself and take apart its casing. Inside the casing, place the circuit board from the charger and secure it with hot glue. Take the wire carrying 5 volts outside and supply 220 volts to the board. Now put everything back together. You need to solder a connector to the wire that will carry 5 volts. Put the fan back on and move on to testing this homemade device. Connect one end of the tube to the pump and simply insert the other end into the hole. Now take a bucket, put the bottles with ice in there and pour in some water. Close the lid and plug in the connector. As you can see, the pump starts circulating cold water around. Now turn on the fan and it starts blowing cold air. If you like the idea, give it a like, and let's move on to the second DIY project. To make it easier to work with the fan, you need to remove the blades and the rear protective grill. Now let's take apart the casing. Inside the casing, you need to place the circuit board from a mobile phone charger. We will also need a KT837 transistor. You need to attach an infrared receiver to the reflector near the light bulb. You can desolder this receiver from any faulty device, for example from a DVD player. We will also need a motor with a gearbox, and you need to attach a semicircle cut out of plywood to its shaft. Then you need to glue this motor to a small piece of plywood. And finally, take a limit switch and attach it so that it presses against the semicircle on the motor. Now put all of this into the fan housing, secure it with hot glue, and then connect everything according to the diagram shown on the screen. Plug the fan into the socket, take any remote control, and check if our circuit works. While holding any of the buttons, the motor should rotate and close the contacts of the limit switch. Everything works perfectly. Let's reassemble the fan and move on to testing our homemade device. And as you can see, now we can control the fan using any remote control. Don't forget to like, and now let's see the third homemade project. Let's take apart the fan housing. Next, take a piece of wire and connect one conductor to the button that turns on the light bulb and the other conductor to the common splice, meaning the neutral. We bring the wire outside and put everything back together. We solder a connector onto the wire's end. Next, we will need a self-regulating heating cable. Prepare one end of the cable as shown in the video. We cut a piece off one of the conductors and insulate everything with heat shrink tubing. We attach the connector to the other end. Now this cable needs to be secured to the front protective grille. We put the fan back on the stand and connect the connectors. Now, when you press the button that turns on the light bulb, the cable starts to heat up. The maximum heating temperature of such a cable is 65 degrees. You can use this homemade device to heat a small room, for example, a chicken coop. If you like this video, give it a like, write comments, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.